Donald Trump said that he thought he had a good debate, especially considering the fact that both you and Senator Rubio were coming at him. I'm sure you disagree. How do you think it went?
Well, look, I think this debate provided a lot of clarity. It became very clear that Donald Trump is not a good candidate to face Hillary Clinton. And he's not a good candidate to face Hillary Clinton because he's agreed with her on far too many issues. You know, it was really striking when we talked about Obamacare that Donald ran away from, for decades, he's argued for socialized medicine, basically the same government control of your health care Bernie Sanders advocates. Tonight on the debate stage, he ran away from it, and when I pointed it out, he did what Donald always does. He called me a liar because he doesn't like it when anyone points to his record. He's literally for 20 years had that position. I mean, that was astonishing to see him run away from it, and we saw that over and over again, whether it was on Obamacare, whether it was on amnesty and citizenship, whether it was on Libya, or whether it was on Israel, where he said he wouldn't stand with Israel. Instead, he agrees with Hillary Clinton that the United States should be neutral between Israel and the Palestinians. Those are positions that would fit well in the Democratic Party. But I think if he's our nominee, in all likelihood Hillary wins, that's a very bad outcome for the country.
He also, as you say, he called you a liar. He also called you a basket case at one point, I think. Since you won Iowa, he has been going at you really hard.
Yeah.
Before Iowa, he went after you on issues like your opposition to ethanol subsidies. But it's been very personal since then. And since then, you have come in third 3 times in a row and lost evangelical voters in the 2 other states other than Iowa where they are a sizable population in the Republican electorate, South Carolina and Nevada. Are you afraid at all that his branding powers are sticking on you?
Jake, we're going to have a very strong Super Tuesday in 5 days. Here in the state of Texas, I was really honored this week to be endorsed by the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, an incredibly strong governor, a dear friend, and our support across Super Tuesday. There's a reason Donald is attacking me so hard, because he recognizes I'm the only candidate in this field that can beat him.
Well, because you won Iowa. I mean, that's probably
I'm the only candidate that has beaten him, and I'm the only candidate. You look at, for example, right now in Texas, I've got a large lead in my home state of Texas. Marco Rubio is down to Donald 15 points in his home state of Florida. If you can't win your home state, that's a problem. And so Donald's approach, he can't respond on substance. So what he just does is he attacks it. He goes nasty, he goes personal, he throws insults. You know, it was amazing seeing him criticizing Vicente Fox for using profanity, given that this is a man who curses like a sailor as a presidential candidate. At the end of the day, listen, this has been fun with Donald in the race. It's entertaining. It's like going to the circus. You know, you've got acrobats and clowns and dancing bears. But the stakes are serious,
right,
Jake. If we get this wrong, you and I both have little kids. This election is about what kind of country our kids inherit. And Donald Trump, if he's our nominee, the last 10 polls, 8 out of the 10 he loses to Hillary Clinton. The last 10 polls taken nationally, 8 out of the 10 I either tie or beat Hillary Clinton. And you know, we saw 2 examples going to ethics, one on tax returns. The fact that Donald refuses to hand over his tax returns, and by the way, his excuse is, I'm being audited. That especially means he ought to hand them over, because if the audits are going to show that he committed tax frauds, we ought to know this in the primary and not let Hillary Clinton and the media go to town on him in the general. And then secondly, his support of the Clinton Foundation. Listen, the Clinton Foundation and the corruption there is going to be a major issue in the general election. And if Donald is our nominee, he can't raise that issue because Hillary will laugh at him and say, well, gosh, Donald, why did you donate to the Clinton Foundation?
Mm-hmm. One other thing, Marco Rubio has gotten a lot of good marks from pundits this evening for his performance, including...
I'm shocked because that has never happened that the TV pundits give Marco Rubio good marks.
Including by some of your supporters, such as Glenn Beck, who obviously is a very strong supporter of yours, but has tweeted that he thought Marco Rubio had a good debate performance. Bob Vanderplat's another supporter of yours. What did you think of Marco Rubio's performance?
Listen, I actually agree Marco did a good job tonight. He did something tonight that he's never done, which is he actually, for the first time, took on Donald Trump, and I'm glad he did. Listen, Marco is not my enemy. Marco and I are friends. Marco and I would both make a much better candidate and a much better president than would Donald. I like Donald personally. I mean, he's a charming guy, although he can turn on you in an instant.
As you learn firsthand.
One minute he says he's my friend, he's terrific, I love him, and then he comes back and starts hurtling personal insults at you. So, I think it depends on what side of bed he woke up, or actually what it really depends on is his poll numbers. If they're up, he's really happy. If his poll numbers dip, I mean, he really has a hard time with that.
You were very strong against Donald Trump this evening, though. I would say it's probably fair to say that you were more forceful against him. Marco Rubio was especially more forceful because he's been holding his fire.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I was glad to see Marco doing that. That's important to have that clear distinction, and that was worthwhile.
But both of you were stronger than you've ever been. And I think one of the questions that a lot of Republicans might have, people who don't want Trump to have the nomination, is why wait until the 10th debate to draw these distinctions? Why not earlier?
Let's be clear. I've been drawing distinction with Donald for weeks, if not months, taking him on directly, while the rest of the field has been unwilling to do so. You know, the only one else in the field who was willing to take on Donald was Jeb Bush. When I chatted with Jeb a couple of days ago, I said it was really a shame he wasn't going to be on the debate stage anymore because he was the only one other than me that had shown the backbone to take on Donald. So I was glad to welcome Marco to the debate for the first time, but that should have happened earlier, and for whatever reason, the other candidates had been afraid to tangle.
Well, to be fair to the other candidates, there's an elephant's graveyard of others who took him on.
There is.
Bobby Jindal, Lindsey Graham, Rick Perry, now Jeb Bush. Yeah. You have survived, of course.
Well, not only survived, beaten him. And I think the question right now, we're headed into Super Tuesday. If folks at home, if you're one of the 65% of Republicans that thinks Donald Trump is the wrong candidate to face Hillary Clinton, Super Tuesday is the best opportunity to stop that. The only candidate who's ever beaten Donald Trump or who is in a position to do so in Super Tuesday is us. And so I would encourage everyone who doesn't want to see Donald as the nominee, stand with us. If you vote for someone else, that's what Donald wants, is he wants those votes splintered. If conservatives continue uniting behind us, we will have a very strong day on Super Tuesday. We will beat Donald Trump for the nomination, and we'll go on to beat Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders or whatever socialist the Democrats nominate.
All right, Senator. We'll see you out there on the campaign trail. Thanks so much for your time.